Esta es la lección 5 de Pimsleur Inglés 3.
Listen to this conversation.
Mr. Robles, you speak English very well. Do you come to the United States very often?
I try to because my son is married to an American. They live in Seattle.
Seattle, that's a beautiful city, but it rains a lot there.
Yes, I know, but my son likes it very much.
Listen again.
Mr. Robles, you speak English very well. Do you come to the United States very often?
I try to because my son is married to an American. They live in Seattle.
Seattle, that's a beautiful city, but it rains a lot there.
Yes, I know, but my son likes it very much.
Suponga que está en un congreso en Nueva York y está hablando con una mujer que acaba de conocer. Pregúntele en qué trabaja diciendo, ¿qué hace?
What do you do? What do you do?
She answers,
Soy maestra.
I'm a teacher.
Try to say,
Enseño inglés.
I teach English. Teach. I teach English.
¿Y usted qué hace?
And you, what do you do?
Say,
Soy gerente de un banco.
I'm a bank manager. Manager. Bank manager. A bank manager. I'm a bank manager.
Say that you're a manager at Banco de Mexico.
I'm a manager at Banco de Mexico.
Ask her if she lives here in the city.
Do you live here in the city?
She says,
Sí, pero me crié en Boston.
Yes, but I grew up in Boston.
Usted no oyó lo que dijo.
ask her where she grew up.
Where did you grow up? Where did you grow up?
En Boston.
In Boston. I grew up in Boston.
Mi hermana todavía vive allí.
My sister still lives there. Sister. My sister still lives there.
Vive allí desde hace mucho tiempo.
Listen and repeat.
She's lived there for a long time. A long time. Time. Long. A long time. For a long time.
Say,
Desde hace mucho tiempo.
For a long time.
Vive allí desde hace mucho tiempo.
She's lived there for a long time. She has lived. She's lived. She's lived there for a long time.
Casi 30 años.
Almost 30 years.
try to say,
Estuve en Boston el mes pasado.
I was in Boston last month. Was. I was. I was in Boston last month.
Hace mucho frío allí.
It's very cold there.
En invierno.
In the winter. Winter. In the winter.
¿Se acuerda cómo se dice hermano?
Brother. Brother.
Now she asks,
¿Tiene hermanos?
Do you have any brothers? Any brothers?
¿O hermanas? No diga
any,
nuevamente.
Or sisters? Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Usando el número conteste, sí, tengo una hermana.
Yes, I have one sister.
Y un hermano.
And one brother.
Mi hermana vive en San Francisco.
My sister lives in San Francisco.
she asks,
¿De veras? ¿Cuánto tiempo?
Really? How long? How long?
¿Cuánto tiempo hace que vive allí?
How long has she lived there?
answer,
Desde hace mucho tiempo.
For a long time. For a long time.
Casi 10 años.
Almost 10 years.
Está casada con un norteamericano.
She's married to an American. Married. Married to. She's married to an American.
Está casada desde hace 5 años.
She's been married for 5 years. She's been married for 5 years.
say that you're going to visit her next month.
I'm going to visit her next month.
Say that you haven't seen her for a long time.
I haven't seen her for a long time.
She asks,
¿Qué hace su hermana?
What does your sister do?
say,
Ella enseña español.
She teaches Spanish.
Yo soy gerente de un banco.
I'm a bank manager.
¿Y su hermano?
And your brother?
Él es ingeniero.
listen and repeat.
He's an engineer. Engineer. Near. Engine. Engineer. An engineer. He's an engineer.
Say,
Él es ingeniero.
He's an engineer.
Trabaja para una compañía norteamericana. Compañía.
listen and repeat.
Company. Company. Company.
Say,
Él es ingeniero.
He's an engineer. He's an engineer.
Trabaja para una compañía norteamericana.
He works for an American company. An American company. He works for an American company.
En la Ciudad de México.
In Mexico City.
Está casado.
He's married. He's married.
Y tiene 2 hijos.
And he has 2 children.
she asks,
¿Tiene fotos?
Do you have any pictures?
try to ask,
¿Me las puede mostrar?
Can you show them to me? Can you show them to me?
say,
Sí, tengo unas fotos.
Yes, I have some pictures.
Se las puedo mostrar.
I can show them to you.
Si usted quiere.
If you'd like. If you'd like.
Mientras saca las fotos de su billetera, ella pregunta, ¿está casado su hermano con una norteamericana?
Is your brother married to an American?
say,
No, su esposa es mexicana.
No, his wife is Mexican.
try to say,
Están casados desde hace mucho tiempo.
They've been married for a long time. They have been. They've been. They've been married for a long time.
Ella enseña inglés.
She teaches English.
Él es ingeniero.
He's an engineer. He's an engineer.
Para una compañía norteamericana.
For an American company.
Ahora, la mujer le pregunta en dónde aprendió inglés. ¿Dónde aprendió?
listen and repeat.
Where did you learn? Learn. Learn. Did you learn? Where did you learn?
Try to ask,
¿Dónde aprendió inglés?
Where did you learn English?
try to say,
Aprendí inglés.
I learned English. Learned. I learned English.
En Estados Unidos.
In the United States.
Diga que usted aprendió inglés en Estados Unidos.
I learned English in the United States.
she says,
Su inglés es muy bueno.
try to say this.
Your English is very good.
¿Cómo contestaría usted a su cumplido?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Say,
Aprendí inglés en Estados Unidos.
I learned English in the United States.
she asks,
¿Se crió aquí?
Did you grow up here?
answer,
No, pero frecuentemente vengo aquí.
No, but I often come here.
Porque mi hija está casada con un norteamericano.
Because my daughter is married to an American.
Ella es administradora de una tienda de departamentos.
She's a department store manager.
now you want to say,
El inglés no es fácil. Fácil.
listen and repeat.
Easy. Z. Easy. Easy.
Say,
Fácil.
Easy.
try to say,
No es fácil.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
say,
Aprendí inglés.
I learned English. I learned English.
Pero el inglés no es fácil. Él se omite.
But English isn't easy. English isn't easy.
El inglés es difícil.
listen and repeat.
English is difficult. Difficult. Cult. Cult. Fit. Diff. Difficult. English is difficult.
Diga que el inglés es difícil.
English is difficult.
Try to say,
El inglés es más difícil que el español.
English is more difficult than Spanish. English is more difficult than Spanish.
¿Se acuerda cómo se dice creo que sí?
I think so.
now say,
¿Usted cree que sí?
You think so. You think so.
now try to ask,
¿Cree usted que sí?
Do you think so? Do you think so?
say again,
El inglés es más difícil que el español.
English is more difficult than Spanish.
how does she ask?
¿Cree usted que sí o lo cree?
Do you think so?
She says,
Creo.
I think.
she says,
Creo que el español es tan difícil como el inglés.
listen.
I think Spanish is as difficult as English. Spanish is as difficult as English.
Tan difícil como. Escuche y repita parte por parte.
As. As. As difficult as. As difficult as. Spanish is as difficult as English.
Say,
El español es tan difícil como el inglés.
Spanish is as difficult as English.
Usted no está de acuerdo. Diga, no. El español no es difícil.
No, Spanish isn't difficult.
El español no es fácil.
Spanish isn't easy. Spanish isn't easy.
Pero no es tan difícil como el inglés.
But it's not as difficult as English. It isn't as difficult as English.
Acuérdese que puede decir
it isn't,
o
it's not,
ambas formas son correctas. Usando,
not.
diga otra vez, no es tan difícil como el inglés.
It's not as difficult as English.
Now she says,
Su inglés es realmente muy bueno.
Your English is really very good.
El inglés es difícil.
English is difficult.
Pero yo creo,
But I think
creo que el español es más difícil que el inglés.
Spanish is more difficult than English.
ask,
¿Cree usted que sí?
Do you think so? Do you think so?
she says,
Sí, yo hablo un poco de español.
Yes, I speak a little Spanish. I speak a little Spanish.
Y no es fácil.
And it's not easy. And it isn't easy.
ask her when she learned Spanish.
When did you learn Spanish? When did you learn Spanish?
El invierno pasado.
Last winter. Last winter.
Mi esposo es ingeniero.
My husband is an engineer. An engineer.
Fuimos a México el invierno pasado.
We went to Mexico last winter.
Aprendí un poco de español ahí.
I learned a little Spanish there.
Pero no era fácil.
But it wasn't easy. But it wasn't easy.
Tell her,
Si usted quiere,
If you'd like,
Podemos hablar en español. Recuerde que en se sobreentiende.
we can speak Spanish. We can speak Spanish.
Ahora, suponga que se encuentra en una reunión social hablando con una mujer que acaba de conocer. Ella dice, me crié en Seattle.
I grew up in Seattle.
Mis hermanos y mis hermanas. Diga mis solamente una vez.
My brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters
Todavía viven allí.
still live there.
Me gusta mucho Seattle.
I like Seattle very much,
Pero llueve mucho allí.
but it rains a lot there. It rains a lot there.
Say,
Sí, lo sé.
Yes, I know. I know.
A veces llueve demasiado.
Sometimes it rains too much.
now ask her what she does.
What do you do?
She says,
Soy maestra.
I'm a teacher.
Enseño inglés.
I teach English.
Mi esposo es doctor.
My husband is a doctor.
¿Y usted?
And you?
say,
Soy gerente de un banco.
I'm a bank manager.
Y mi esposa es ingeniera.
And my wife is an engineer.
Ella trabaja para una compañía pequeña. Use
small.
She works for a small company. A small company.
en Monterrey.
In Monterey.
Now she says,
Su inglés es muy bueno.
Your English is very good.
say,
¿Lo cree? Se lo agradezco.
Do you think so? Thank you.
El inglés no es fácil.
English isn't easy. English isn't easy.
she says,
No es tan difícil como el español.
It's not as difficult as Spanish.
say,
No sé.
I don't know.
say that you studied English for a long time.
I studied English for a long time. Studied. I studied English for a long time.
Really? But your English is great.
Este es el final de la lección 5. Este es el final de la lección de hoy. Mañana, cuando usted esté listo para la nueva lección, empiece en la pista número 2.